Peter Krasinski, organist here at the First Congregational Church in Monson, Massachusetts. Behind me is one of the great examples of American organ building by the Johnson & Son Company from 1892. This is one of the last cases that still exists of this company, and the beautiful part of it is all the pipework is original, and when you come to our event, you'll actually be hearing only the pipework and the way the organ would have sounded originally. It's pretty exciting. I'm going to be here doing mainly two things. One is playing a very popular organ piece called the Suite Gothique by Leon Bollmann. It's a beautiful little collection of pieces. Starts with a big chorale, and then there's a minuet and a beautiful prayer, and finally a toccata. So you'll get to hear all the colors of this incredible instrument. And then we launch into something very special. The silent film, Peter Pan. This film was actually approved by the author of Peter Pan, and it even begins with his signature at the beginning of it. So it's really kind of an amazing film, a bit of history about a story that has been completely done many, many times. It's a really beautiful film, and it stars a number of very intriguing actors. Captain Hook, of course, makes his appearance, as does the crocodile and the clock. And of course, there's always the audience participation that comes when we want to try to make sure that Tinkerbell doesn't die. So there's a lot of cool things in this film. It's a really fun event for the whole family. What will I be doing? I'm actually going to be accompanying the film on this organ, and all improvised. When I accompany a silent film, there's a process involved. First, I memorize the film, I watch it a number of times and make sure I get the central line. What is the film about? Then I look into the characters, the locations, the story, the emotions. If there are sound effects, those are important too. And then I use the instrument, which in this case is a fabulous pipe organ, and I use the colors of the instrument to accompany the film's story, sort of like a narrator. So what you'll be hearing when you experience Peter Pan will be the static image of the film, which is not changing, but the thing that's really fun is I'm able to improvise, and I can actually feel what the audience would like to do. It's somewhat of a magical moment, and every time I accompany a film, it's unique. So it will be a unique event for the audience members. It will never be the same way again. You're the most important part. To have you in these pews in this church will be a wonderful thing to have. That's going to be on October 25th, which is a Saturday evening in this space at 7 o'clock, and I hope to see you there. The event will begin with a performance of the entire Suite Gothique, and one of the movements in that piece is the Prière à Notre Dame, which is basically a prayer, a very beautiful piece, and it features the strings and the flute on this amazing Johnson & Son organ. So we have an organ in front of us. We've got 3 keyboards and also even a keyboard for the feet, which I play with my feet. So what are these things? These are called stops. And if nothing's pulled out, nothing plays. That's why they're called stops. When you put them in, it stops. But if I pull out one of these, it allows a row of pipes to play. That's one type of pipe. Here's another row of pipes, which sounds completely different, like a flute. And here's a row of pipes that sound a little bit like a trumpet. So with just one finger, every time I pull out one of these stops, I'm actually having a number of pipes playing all at the same time. And that's why they're called stops. They should also be called ons.